Okay. Why am I hearing myself talk? Hello, sorry, I'm arguing something in my chat about Lord of the Rings because for some reason they like saying a very unfactual thing about the movie, which is it's just walking. And just like any movie, there's downtime, but Lord of the Rings has so much in them. It's frustrating. You can dislike a movie as much as you want, but at least it's something factual. If I'm going to say I don't like, for example, League of Legends, I'm not going to say, oh, it's because everyone starts at a different level when you start. Well, that's not true. Everyone's the exact same level when you start. It's a whole 30 to 1 hour game that progresses from you being level 1 to level 18, and you buy equipment in between depending on how much money you earn. Like, when you judge something, at least say something factual about it. To claim that Lord of the Rings is just walking is just factually incorrect. Like, and I'm not being overly because there's 5% of are you on Twitch and YouTube at the same time? I am, yeah. What was I saying? I've lost track of thought. To say it's just walking is just like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to have a high ground and say, 5% of the movie isn't just walking. No, only about 20% of the movie might be considered walking. Like the first movie, there's a ton of character building. Like the first, how long does it take before they even leave the Shire? Which would be considered when they start walking. It's like 30 to 40 minutes, isn't it? How long of Lord of the Rings 1 is in the Shire? Can't find it. Like, I don't know. It's just, if you don't like Lord of the Rings because you find it boring, that's fair enough. But stop. There's one person in my chat that keeps saying it's just walking. I'm like, you've clearly not watched the movies. Like, anyways, that's my talk on Lord of the Rings. It's a great series. I enjoy it. It's not like my favorite movie of all time, but if you judged Pirates of the Caribbean and said that was all walking, I'd say the similar thing. Like, no, there's tons of actions in that movie. If you talked about a romantic movie that I don't even like and was like, I don't know, Twilight had no romance in it all, I'd be like, well, it did. I didn't like it, but it did. You know what I mean? I just don't like someone judging something and then coming up with a very incorrect statement about it. It's like the same person. So the person also said the game was like, you said, he thought Last of Us was like Heavy Rain, when Last of Us is literally a third-person stealth shooter. My favorite part of the Lord of the Rings is when the Lord My favorite Lord of the Rings is when the Lord said it's ringing time and ringed all the yeah, when he ringed all the bells, so that way Gondor knew that they were calling for bells. Receive. I just I don't care if people dislike things, man. I just like hate something for a good reason, right? This is how you breed misinformation across any communities, when you just start hating something for no reason and that isn't even valid. Oh my god, hit him with the fat check. Unreal. I'm trying to launch my Simpsons project. Open one thing. Hey, I won! I feel my problem is when people said that they hate something. When I find a lot of people say they hate something really, really popular, I can't help but be like, are they just saying this because they want to be hipster? Like one of my friends in university, I was gonna say his name then. I'm not someone. My friend said I was hipster because I said I don't really like Spider-Man. No, sorry, I didn't say that. I said Spider-Man's not my favorite hero. Correction. Because the problem with saying something to someone, if I said to my mate or certain people, "Oh, Spider-Man's not my favorite hero," they get the assumption in their head that they're saying I hate him. Like, no, 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 no. I'm just saying, I just don't find him my favorite. There's a big difference. Spider-Man isn't my favorite. A lot of people really, really like Spider-Man, and I get the hype. I've probably said in the past I don't get the hype, but I do get the hype. But personally, my favorite superhero is probably Hulk. But my favorite superhero on TV, because Hulk hasn't had much screen time to show off how cool of a character he is probably... He's not a superhero. I'd say Guardians of Galaxy, but that's like a group and then none of them are super. Probably just Thor, maybe? Thor, maybe Iron Man. Probably my favorite. Like... Oh, if you wrote that in chat, the get on Roblox. If you write get on, like Faz for example, they're always like get on Maple Stories too. Fairies kissing. Like for some reason, They're always like really weird. Anyways, I'll be spending literally to start my stream just talking to somebody about Lord of the Rings. Going on down here. So I discovered something with lumens. So lumens really, really demanding if you set it. Like, look, 11 ms, that's super good. For some reason, we're getting a bit of blotchiness. Oh, yeah, the light's not bouncing at all, actually. What's going on? Is it because I got it set to high? Oh, it is. Oh, interesting. I'm still getting 14 ms. I think they must have updated my graphics card to get better ms, because I used to... I don't know what this is running like for you guys, but it's definitely running way better than it used to. Like, am I running all right? Yeah, I think it was an update to the graphics card. The reflections are still busted. You can see, look, how weird they look. Things just aren't loading. But the visuals seem pretty good. And then we're getting pretty decent FPS. So I might jump back on the scene permanently for my streams. We made this cabinet. I look at my stuff. I'm like, man, this stuff sucks. It doesn't look very good. I think this looks so bad. But I'm finding it really hard to make it look good and also have the Simpsons feel to it, if you know what I mean. I'm like stuck in between. Oh, of getting it looking good. So I think this room is basically done for blocking out. I think I'm going to go around and start just blocking out again. I would like to have an exterior to the building, but I don't have to achieve that without all the light bleeding in. For some reason, the light just bleeds in, look. Even though I have a thickness to my walls. Oh, wait, no, I did find that out. My friend told me. You can't have two-sided materials in with Lumen for some reason. At least not in a non-ray tracing card. I don't know if it was thingy. So two-side. Oh, it isn't two-side. Oh, well, I thought it was two-sided. Two-sided? Oh, that was two-sided. I think. Is it? Close. It's two-sided is turned off. Okay, and it's still doing it when I get rid of like this block. Yeah, look. There's clearly a thickness here. Wait, is there? Wait, is there? Oh, there is. It's right. I've turned off two-siding, so you can't see it. But there is a thickness. But it just doesn't seem to care. Like, the thickness is... So from here to here. And, yeah, it doesn't seem to care. It causes this effect. Because I'd like to make an exterior of the house, but... Yeah, I don't know. It's very annoying. But it definitely runs better than it used to, which is very exciting. I still think this room obviously looks the best, but I've spent the most time on it. I'd like to start getting decals and stuff to make some of the corners look a bit more grimy and maybe get some stains on the floor and stuff to make it look a bit more lived in. I do want to get this sorted up here and start getting the second story. How come this even happened? It seems awfully simple to fix. What, the bleeding of the light? Sorry, the stream's always like a little bit behind. And obviously you have to type it. I liked this. This came out pretty good. Because like if I turn off the... Is it... Maybe it's the directional. Hold on a minute. If we're going to the directional... We're going to cascade. You can see the cascade changing. But it doesn't seem to care. Because it should use this as a surface to not shine through. Especially because this isn't two-sided anymore. It's clearly, it's like lighting it. Is that just too thin, maybe? I mean, what I should do is separate all the rooms out to separate components. Because right now... Ah, itch your nose, man. Right now, it's just one thick boy. Boy. Oh. One thick boy. Whereas maybe I need to start separating out separate and then do a shell for the entire building. Might be the better way to approach it. Maybe we'll do some of that today. He thick. Damn! Is it damn boy? Damn boy, he thick. How did you manage to do the dust particles in every room? Oh, it's actually kind of easy to set up, but I just used the one that comes with the Unreal Engine. Literally ambient dust. Is it damn boy, he thick? Yeah, ambient dust is basically, I just threw that in. There's a second one in here. I got one in every room, I think. And it just gives you that really nice, like... Oh, let me see it. Is there dust in here? Is it because we got no light hitting it? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because in real life, light, you can only see dust where light's hitting it. So, Anybody know? Dust? What? Dust? Anybody? No? Dust? What? What? I'm really confused. Spirit orbs? Oh, God. Ghost orbs. Oh, yeah, and I've also got a hole in here that I got to fix. I think I'll do the window, like, here as one separate component. So I'll just have a hole in it. Then as a separate mesh, I'll have the entire window frame. It's from Little Britain. Oh, I've never seen Little Britain. I'm also drinking alcohol because it's been a long week. I was working for someone over the weekends. I could technically show you what I made for him. Actually, I will. Because I didn't sign an NDA and I was just going to give it to him for free anyway. Because I felt bad because I didn't actually end up doing any work for him. Good man, drink up. It's been a long week. Yeah, I was doing a little bit work for someone, but I just can't, man. Like, I want to do my streams anyway, but I barely find enough energy in myself to do streams after my week of work. So when I've got, like, this guy, and I said to him, oh, yeah, I'll help you, and I was going to do 8 to 10 hours for him extra a week, that means I'd be working, like, 50 hours a week. I can't. I don't know how people have the energy to do it. I can't do it. Like, man. And it makes me feel lazy, weirdly enough. So I didn't make this, should I say? I did change the color. This is a pack on the Unreal Engine I got free a while ago. But I made a shader that makes it look painterly the further away it gets from the camera. If I get close to this, it looks like a normal 3D asset. And as you get further away, it becomes like it's painted. You can really clearly see it here. All of these look like a game asset. And then behind them, it all starts looking painted. And you can see it when it gets super far away. I thought that was a really cool shader. I've actually been working on the shader before I started helping this guy. That's pretty slick. It's a combination of a couple of tutorials and my own stuff. I can't take full credit. It was called a Karawa filter or something. I've probably got that name completely wrong. I think it came with K. Here. So it's using a bunch of my stuff in it now as well, but... So, if I show you this, can't actually see it here, I don't think. Will it load eventually here? I don't think so. Oh, no, it has loaded, because you can see, look, it... Wait, has it? I can't tell. It's too basic. Yeah, so, it's not too complex. It's using a... Well, it is a little complex. It's using a little bit of programming. Now, I don't fully know what this does, so I'm not going to explain it because I'll probably explain it wrong. Basically, this is most of the shader, but then I'm telling it to do some stuff over distance, apply some different effects, and using the screen, a normal post-processing, it will blend away from it and stuff like that. And then, yeah, I basically tell it to apply that effect at a certain distance, and we get this really nice painterly effect. And I was really excited about it. I was like, that looks super cool. Because it just looks like an oil painting. Or something like that, right? When you get further away. And I was like, that is so cool. I mean, this, because it's all using Lumen, this does not run very well. It's not awful, but it doesn't run great. I mean, if I set it to epic, do we get a better result? Or high? Why did that tree disappear when I set it to high? I mean, we do get a little bit better. You can kind of see it breaking here. You see that? So I can't see what I zoom in, but it gets a little bit broken in certain areas. Yeah, certain areas like this really sells it. Like the trees back here being more painted looking than these. And then as it transitions up here into the hills, you just get all this painted effect. It looks so cool. Yeah, that was a really fun shader I made. I'm actually going to send that over to the person who's doing it. Because, yeah, I can't help him. I just can't. It's just too hard. It's too hard. Woe is me. Woe is me. Okay, so what do we want to do out here? So I need to go find this. It's on my old desktop, right? So if I go file, open... I don't think I've got anything weird that you guys can see. But just in case there's a awkwardly named file that you guys are like, what was that? I'm like, oh, I don't want to explain it, so I'm not gonna show it. All right, it says desktop. Not that drive. I thought it was my F drive. Is it my D? No, D drive. No, D drive is my work drive. E drive. Oh, it might be. Desktop. So I should have did this off stream, but like I said, I've been swamped with work. I know that's not a good excuse, and I should be ready, but sorry. It's very tiring. How's for tutorial? It's got to be that one, right? Oh yeah, this is the most recent thing I made. My mate's just asking me something. I'm not being a good streamer right now. People are asking me something that's important, so I have to get back to them. Never grow up, guys. Life becomes... I don't want to say harder. I didn't like school. I don't want to say harder, but you definitely find yourself with way less time than you used to. Perfect valid excuse. I hate it, man. I want... There's some people I know who have the... Well, I didn't even see the hand over your British citizenship now because I didn't see Little Britain. I haven't watched like basically any British shows except maybe IT Crowd. Yeah, I don't like finding work an excuse. I'm like, man, I should definitely find a time to do it, and I feel bad that I don't. We haven't got the backdrop. Oh no, we do have the backdrop. Sweet. Okay, so we can start shaping up some of these rooms, like a little toilet, like just blocking them out. Have I got it in here? If I like zoom out, have I got a... I don't. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to grab this whole mesh. Can I export? Does this count as a plane? Counts as an empty, okay. I wish I could show you guys the stuff I've been doing at work, because I don't feel like I've made anything necessarily better at work. I've just made a significantly amount more, and I can't put any of it on my portfolio. I'm like, man, it's very sad, because I'd love... Can I select this, please? Thank you. But I'd love to be able to show it off. Why is it... What setting am I on? Why is it not... I swear Dragon Select usually selects it. Am I crazy? I'm trying to get tutorials out. I wanted to get one out every single day. And then come Thursday, I forgot. And I was like, oh, I'll just start again next week, I guess. I wanted to do one every single day for like 3 weeks. On the second week, I already dropped the ball. I was like... rum and coke. Okay, so we'll pop this in the engine so I can start just designing stuff over the top of it, because it should match with my Blender document anyway, so it shouldn't be too big of a hassle. So let's actually come into here. As long as the UVs match correctly, this should be the top over here. Yep. And that should be here. Yep, sweet. We should be able to just export that, and I'll just call it like a floor plan. I should really... Is my hard drive plugged in? Feels like it's plugged in. I can feel things moving around. Which one's my external hard drive? My E drive. I should really store things on my E drive where my actual Simpsons environment is. Is that where it is? Hold on a minute. I got Black Desert installed onto here. What the heck? Is that my E drive? Well, now I'm confused. F drive? E drive? That's my SSD. I got so many hard drive. H drive is my very old hard drive, I'm pretty sure. That I've had for freaking half a decade. It's got to be my E drive. Okay, so we'll go to go asset library. Flying boat scene. Oh, wait. No way. Ah. Oh, it's not even got it in here. I got my backpack in here. Oh, Maya? Oh, crap. I didn't even have Maya. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Do I not have access to it? I guess I could open the FBX. There it is. Should I do a re-render of this real quick on stream? I'm kind of losing track because things. I'm not doing a long stream today anyway, so if I could do this as an update. Because if you actually look at my backpack, for some reason, I uploaded it in like 720p. And I've got no wireframes or anything. So why don't we do that today? Get that nice and rendered. Currently set in my Los Santos project, slowly enabling nanite for all meshes. Why don't you just do the console command that does it for everything? Oh, for overlay meshes. Oh. I miss nap time. I do miss nap time. I still try to get nap time if I'm not exercising that day. If I haven't slept very well, because I haven't been sleeping well. Yeah, I'm going to render this today. You know what? What if I render it in Unreal Engine? Because I do want to start rendering in everything in Unreal Engine. I have a render template as it is. I basically used Unreal's render template and repurposed it to work for my assets. Honestly, I recommend that with anything, right? If you know already how to do something, you don't need to prove to yourself, you can set it up. If something else already has it in place, like Unreal has it in like a default project, use that, right? Don't recreate things over and over again. Like if you can find something that will work for you and it's only something very simple, use that. Oh, okay. Does it all need a nanite then? Is it high poly? Because like nanites aren't necessarily required. Because nanites are more meant for really. I mean, I know people will tell me this is like, no, Steve, you're wrong. Nanites are mostly meant for things that are high poly. Because you're not going to get much of an improvement naniting something that's already only like 500 polys or even maybe 1,000 polys. Besides that's 500,000 polys, you're going to see significant improvements. Like simple grass wind, exactly, right? Why make your own, like, wind-looking effect if Unreal already has one for you? Like, I'm not going to sit there and rewrite how to use an if node, right? I'm just going to use what Unreal provides me. Always use provided content to your advantage. People are probably going to say, but Steve, you say never to use Megascan. That's a different thing. If you're trying to advertise yourself as an environment artist, you should be making the environment assets. Unless you just advertise yourself to be a level designer. But if you're just advertising your assets, like I want to just render out my prop, then if there's a pre-made prop rendering scene, just use that. I'm not trying to prove that I can set up lighting. I'm not trying to prove that I can set up, because I can already set up lighting. I've done it 100 times. I'm not trying to prove that I can set up composition and camera work and stuff. I think I have to set up the cameras anyway. I'm just trying to prove that my asset looks good in a well-lit scene. It's not like Mescan High Poly, but I've noted it helped frame rate. I'm using all the high detail meshes from the game and oh, okay. Wait, 5070? 50 on a 50? What the heck's a RTX 5070? 5070. RTX 50. Oh, an RX. Did I write? Oh, right. I was like, what NVIDIA card is a freaking RX? Yeah, I'm an idiot, sorry. So what's that compared to? GPU, NVIDIA equivalent. They're saying it's equivalent to about 1060. Oh, it's equivalent to a 1060 GTX. Okay, so is it not got ray tracing elements on it at all? Because AMD cards do actually have architecture built for ray tracing, but newer ones do. I actually had to talk about that with a program the other day. So you're using a non-ray tracing card with Lumen. You can't even view Lumen without ray tracing. Like, you can't enable the overview of it properly anyway, because you need DirectX 12, and DirectX 12 only runs on the newer cards. What is it saying? The base engine directory. Oh, my hard drive is, yeah, 4 gigabytes. Let's quickly check what I can save. I don't know what I can save. Steam? Steam library? Wait, your DirectX 12 works on that card? Really? My friend has a AMD card that's not ray tracing, and it just completely busted. DirectX 12 on a non-ray card. Because I know that they said, like, Lumen on software ray tracing. Not Lumen, sorry, nanites. I read recently on literally, like, the documentation or something that unless you have a ray tracing card, you can't. I think it's due to visualizer for nanites. Does nanite work? Is it? I saw it recently and I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Because if you go into my scenes and you turn on nanites, you can't, it doesn't load anything. And I was like, why can't I see the funky, colorful things that they show? And I've got 1080 Ti that they show in the demo that they showed for nanites, but like it doesn't show up my end. And I was wondering why. Then recently I saw someone say, oh, it doesn't work in that. And I was like, oh. So let's get my asset in here. Well, actually, what we should have done, I should have duplicated it first. Oh, well. So I'm very distracted today. I know I wasn't going to do the backpack, but then I was like, ooh, I can render my backpack because I know it's not rendered correctly on my thingy. Ooh, it's a big backpack. Jesus. Let's scale it down in engine. I must have done. Problem is, it's got that part dangling, so that's going to have to be off the ground. I could have remodeled it to have this part actually sticking up. I mean, I could still technically do that now. It does struggle though, but I want it in. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you need ray tracing to get lumen reflections to work. You can actually check Unreal. I've said this before. Unreal did a video on the difference between software and hardware lumen. So basically ray tracing cards and non-ray tracing cards. And there's so, like, it just doesn't work. It performs worse and it doesn't quite work properly in a software ray tracing card. I'm glad they released that video, because if people actually don't know, Steve, you're wrong, I could go, no, I'm right, and I could direct them to that video. That's not me trying to be like, oh, I love being right. No, I'm only saying that because the amount of times, because I'm trying to help people when I say it. I'm like, guys, trust me, I'm not trying to deceive you. If you want your scene to look properly in Lumen without a ray tracing card, you might not get the results you're looking for. Because I don't want them to sit there like I did for freaking 100 hours pulling my hair out, like, why isn't it working properly? Like my reflections with Lumen are busted, and you can see they're super blotchy, and some of the assets just straight out don't load. It's because it's to do with the what do you call it, the distance field shadowing. It doesn't work properly. You can see that actually when I show it. If I show, can I show Lumen? Where is it? And like Lumen, Lumen scene. You kind of see it not working here, but I think they have improved it since when I first used it. Admittedly, I think it does work better with software. Yeah, look, you can see that. Look, there's just a flat out hole in here. So when the reflection happens, it renders it with that hole. But I didn't have that problem when I bought a ray tracing card, and I used that for a couple of weeks. To be honest, it might be worth putting in a video DSL, but AMD's. Oh, really? They got an AMD. Does that work with old AMD cards though? Because obviously, DLSS. Oh, actually, if it's normal DLSS, if it's DLSS 3, that's obviously only a 4000 series thing. How did I just turn it off? Then go back to I need the textures in. I had a headache all morning. I felt so bad this morning. Felt like I was on death's door this morning. Oh my god. I don't feel fully recovered now. I don't know what was wrong with me. I just woke up with like a really bad headache, and I ate a sandwich, and my stomach just felt like it was turning. Like I was like my head and my stomach was just terrible. I eventually recovered. I just slept. I was supposed to work today, but it came. I worked for about 2.5 hours, and I was like, I can't work anymore. Like, I need to go to bed. I need to just sleep. And they said, yeah, just take the rest of the day off. I came back around 3ish. So there was an hour gap in there anyway, right? So I basically had 3 hours off work. And then I worked an extra hour after work anyway, so I ain't got much left to owe, but yeah. Works for most, and cards, it actually helps performance massively. Like I can get, sorry, going high settings, and it's, oh, okay. Can you, so would my 1080 Ti have that by default? Or can I get a plugin for my 1080 Ti? Um, Textures of fixed textures. I know I had to fix things. The interior had some weird stuff going on. Throw that on. Oh yeah, I said I was going to change the model to have this sitting up. Oh, well, that's not right. That's right though. Hold on a minute. What's going on? Why is that not right? Is this the wrong model? Backpack models. Is backpack. Backpack. Oh, there are quite a few. Hold on a minute. This one. There you go. Import. Is that one working at least? That one is indeed working. Okay, cool. So let's scale that one down. The big part about being an artist, honestly, and this is going to be a very honest thing of me, is you need to know how to show your stuff off, which is why I said if you can find scenes that will help you show your stuff off easier, take that chance. I could always just have it floating, I guess. Take that chance. Do not force yourself and say, no, I have to make even the scene to render them in. Well, you see, you can do it. Nice. I'm going to try to get that working then. Oh, hold on a minute. Why does the normals look so funky? What? That is the no. Oh, I plugged it in red. So I keep getting distracted by typing to people. I need to stop. Too many people are contacting me right now. And it's like semi-important. I shouldn't ignore them. that. Running pretty good. Okay, I don't really like the lighting too much. I set this to high. Epic. See what I mean though? Like, even in a very, 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 very basic scene, I get less than 90 FPS. And there's basically nothing here because Lumen is just so demanding on a card that isn't really built for it. Which is really misleading because I feel like when they first showed off Lumen, they made it seem like it was like this amazing card that was going to solve everything and all your performance would be perfect. But it's definitely not. Definitely not. Basically, it's definitely not. It's definitely not the thing that's going to just fix your environment. All right, so this is this color, a little bit blue. I want to match kind of the colors we were getting in here. So that looks a lot more orange. So why does it look a lot more orange? What lights have we got? Light. That's orange too. Let's make that a bit more blue side. I don't know if it necessarily be blue. I could just keep it white. Same with like the directional. White. Might just have to turn up the saturation in my post-processing. That looks good. That looks like it has a... Oh, that has a bit of... Oh, I've got a bit of orange. Because say, that does... Insane. I'll give that a little bit of orange. Just to help that orange pop. We're coming to our post-processing. We'll turn up our saturation. Wait, we're already at 1.5? Wait. Oh, shadow saturation. Right. Okay, I see. Keep it at 1.2. What's that overall? Global. What? Wait, are you... There's no way that's correct. You can literally go look at the textures. Look. They're clearly orange. Why is my post-processing like... Delete it for a second. Okay, so it definitely comes out more orange. Okay, exposure was fine. Exposure, lens, image effects. That's fine. I like the edge thing. The edge thingy. That's... Oh, I've adjusted all of them here. Right, there we go. Now if we put it to 1.8, it will be really orange. Oh, that's probably where I want it. Maybe 1.7? 1.6? Yeah, that's roughly it. Right, okay, that makes way more sense. We've got this nice green bottle in here. Cool, cool, cool. What's the resolution of these? 4K, nice. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Maybe I'll set that up at some point. Because if you've got that, I should be getting more FPS in the projects at work. You could help me keep my job. I'm not going to be fired. If I got fired, I'd be very shocked. Like, I don't know. I feel like I perform very, very well at my job. That unless my company closed down, if I was individually fired, I'd be like, wow, really? I'd probably ask that. I'd be like, really? Like, so I could have it sort of floating. Do we want it floating? Do we think the shadow looks good? Problem is, a singular shot, the shadow looks good, but I want to do one like this again. The shadows are really weak. I know I've got a second directional light that's kind of causing it. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. Let's go to my cameras that I should have set up. I don't need sign one. I'll keep them in there though, because if I have different environments. Okay, so sign 3 needs to pop it central. So 0 up. Again, I think I will. I've not got a Blender document of it then. Maya substance. Wow. Why would I have made it in Maya? The boat scene. I thought the whole boat scene I did in Blender. I don't remember. What's the assistance PDS? Photoshop document. Oh, that was where I was correcting the normals a little bit. Sometimes you got to do your own finessing on textures because sometimes when they bake, it's easier to manually fix things. That's the substance folders. Let's open that. Models. Maya. The Marmoset. Maya. Why would I have had it in Maya? So the shadows here don't look actually very good in my opinion. So the camera has a depth fade on it. A distance field. See it blur when I get close. If I get to a good angle like here, I can grab my camera on this one. And I can make it focus. That focus on it. Oh, that's not actually what I wanted, but does that work? No, okay, doesn't work. Well, that's not what I want then. What am I looking for? Is the setting not available? Tracking. That's an actor track. What I want. Oh, focus. Is this one? There you go. Boom. That should sharpen up. That did not sharpen it up. God. Oh, you saw off that real way. Get this separate so I can actually. No, not this. Get the detail tab. Whoops. Never gone there. No, on the top. No, on the top. On the top. Tab. I can full screen it and adjust it. Oh, I'm on the backpack right now. Sign 0. Settings. Full screen it. Come into settings. Go into there and go there. There you go. So now that's sharp and it should keep everything else around it. When I move away, it'll get blurry because it doesn't track actually the object. You can actually go tracking and then go up here and track to objects. Is that right? No, that's definitely blurred. I can't remember. It's been a while. That's look. Oh, is that lookout? Don't rotate to it. Nope. Allow roll. Nope. I have a tracking setting here, but oh, track settings. Oh, here. Now when I go out, it will always stay focused on it. Should do anyway. It doesn't look like it's doing it. I know I'm not fully showing you guys. I'll show you in here. Look. Go sign 0. I'm pretty sure you get down your focus menu. You set to tracking, and then you click that. But it doesn't seem to fully work. I think it's kind of hard to tell. Like, that's clearly not working because when I go too close, it's too blurred. Is that because it's got a relative offset? Maybe doing something. Oh, or is that just the closest you can get before it blurs in general? Maybe. Which is why I tend to like using manual anyway. If I use manual, we select it. Look, see that? There's a really nice. You can tell it's not low resolution. I'm just very close, but like you can tell it gets really blurry now close. So it's like a really strong macro lens. If you want to get really good at cameras, learn how cameras work in real life because that's how they've kind of done them in Unreal now. So if we do that, that's a pretty good shot. Is there anything you feel like I should change with that? I mean, that's just solid. I thought that looks fine. I'm still debating if I should lift that cup up though. Make it so it's properly sitting on the ground. Get it? Focusing on the buckle here. I want to make more assets. I feel like I should just do that on my streams, where you find a concept art for an asset and we just make it. Find a concept art, make it. We just fill my entire art station with loads of stylized props. And when I've made so many, I can put another scene together. Because the thing is, I should make a foliage kit again, a really nice looking one. And I should basically make just exterior environments with assets in them, because it's way easier to make an exterior environment. That sounds like no, that can't be true. But the reason exterior environments tend to be easier is because when you look at interior environments, you've got a lot of small assets to work with. Whereas an exterior environment, if you've got 3 different grasses, if you've got 3 rocks you could place, some pebbles, and then you've got like 12 different trees with 3 bushes, and then some flower assets, you can basically make any environment you want with a good terrain texture. Maybe 1 or 2 mountain assets in the back. You have so much freedom. Whereas with an interior environment, you have to make so... Like, that sound like I just said, like, 20 assets. There's probably just 20 assets in this kitchen. Right? And they're not... The problem with interior is I can't really modulate them like you can with, like, exterior. Because exterior, 1 grass mesh can be duplicated 1,000,000 times. And it still looks good. Where, say, with your trees, sure, 1 tree, maybe not, maybe 3 trees and stuff like that. So I'd like to actually do a really nice exterior kit. Maybe even sell it. There's a lot that people are buying. Like, there's a lot on the store, but I could use it for inspiration. Why does this look wrong? It's so bright in here. Am I crazy? I mean, that looks kind of cool. But yeah, let's finish this backpack. Finish rendering this backpack. So if we went into... So what you tend to want to do is turn up your screen percentage. You're going to get like no FPS when I do this, but hopefully the stream doesn't die. Then it's the cinematic. Full screen it. And when you take your screenshots... Oh my lord. Okay. Before doing all that, actually set it up to exactly where you want it. Then to the cinematic, which has made the shadows a smidge more detailed, and then take screenshots, because you want it as high resolution as possible when you take your screenshots, right? I would call that a tip, but it's just a tip. It's not really. It's, I don't know. It's just one of those, like, it kind of helps. I'm saying yes. Enter the document. Do we think that's good? I don't know if I should be tightening up the blur. I will set it on the ground, I think. We'll see if it's possible without ruining everything. Let's save this quickly as the house floor plan. Plane. SM underscore. Asset library. I should have the Simpsons in here, should I not? Arcade scene. I should make my arcade assets really nice looking. That'd be a nice stream, right? Just grab some of my old assets, make them look nice, and start making packs out of them. I don't need to make an environment. I could just make a pack. I don't even have to sell it. Just give it away to you guys. Assets for Dom. Farm work. Farm work. Fun. Whoa! I've got all my old assets. That's so cool. Fish station. Alright. Flying boat. M4. Magnum. Shotgun. Starlight. Tank. Unorganized models. Nice. I mean, what I wanted to go into was the Simpsons assets. There you go. I'll just put this in here for now. There we go. I'm saying yes. Maya is taking the files back into setting dominance. Wow. I am reading your comments so late. I am so sorry, Megapixel. One of my most long time fans, and I'm ignoring his comments. File import FBX. You want the model. And then we want 3. Go. Now, can we easily... Oh, because what I could do... Oh, it's just here, isn't it? Okay, this shouldn't be too difficult. Look at all this detail. They could definitely have had some poly shaven off of them. But what's the poly count? Please don't be more than 10,000. Oh, 40? It is a hero asset, but ooh, everything else looks pretty good. In fact, I'm surprised it's 40. I guess it's like there's a lot of cylindrical things. You would just use LODs on it in the engine. Oh, it's got to be this. We've got proper rope instead of baking it. Oh, 30. So that's taking up 13,000 just on its own. Yeah, makes sense. Stop saying... Moderate. Why are you even here? Did you like me in chat? Talking about Lord of the Rings. So how high would we need this? It needs to basically match here as its lowest point, which means it needs to be like here. Well, it needs to match here, like here. Here. That's where it needs to align. I don't think the normals effect will be messed up. If you went to rebake it, it would be. That kind of goes inside the object, but as long as it... Oh, it is peeking out here. As long as it doesn't peek here. How did it look before to not look like it's peeking out? That's interesting. Wait, lift up a little bit then. My brother came over and was making fun of me slouching. I was slouching because I walked into a room with 7 people in it. So when I do that, I sort of slouch down to make sure that if you stand up, it's sort of easier to sort of hit into people. I slouch down to make sure I'm squeezing in. And then when I walked upstairs, apparently he made fun of me for slouching. I was like, what a random thing to... So it works there. It's a rounded object, so you think if I rotated it, it'd work fine. Huh? I could always... Alright, what we could do... Because this is going to be a separate... I'll make this a separate asset. Realistically, you'd put a rig on this if you want to use it as an in-game asset and actually make it so when you're wearing it, it's like down. When it's down, it thingy's up. You'd rig it, right? I'm not going to rig it. I'm too lazy. I mean, I could. I could rig it, but... That's still not high enough. That's too high. That... Probably just right. I do want it to slightly squish though, so we'll pull it up just a tad. And we'll somewhat align it, right? If we look into here, it, like I said, it's going to look a bit wrong. I don't know how as a rounded asset it's that wrong though. I was about to say how I can fix it easily. I want to do that. Am I an idiot? I just thought... If I rounded it around here, like rotated it, hold on a minute, select the thing, make that my active point, and rotate around active point. Yeah, around it around here. Does it really? Yes, so. Interesting. It can't really be pulled off there because it's like perfectly aligned. A big freaking mug. I mean, it's stylized, it's fine. The mug's like the same size as a shovel, but it was quite a small shovel. What I was going to do is I was going to say, okay, we could basically just grab this and pull... Let's try that again. We can pull this out and make it... Because stretching the textures a little bit, you shouldn't see the small stretch, really. Not any more than actually stretching psyche in real life. Like if you grabbed something and stretched it a little bit, it would look like the fibers are stretching a little bit, right? So it should look relatively normal. So we can actually do that and have it sitting on a surface. Sitting on surface. Honestly, the more I've worked and actually been paid to work, and I've been rushed on projects, the more I've realized how you just stop caring about certain things, like having that stretch a tiny bit. Now, if it looks awful, I'm gonna eat my words. But if it doesn't, then I'm gonna say, look, see, it's not worth the time re-UV mapping it and stuff, or having to rig it because I could easily just get a result like that. If I drag that in, it's gonna be the wrong scale. If I set it to 0.2. Oh. Now drag it in. It just look like it goes to the side. Weirdly enough. Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, bugger, I'm still in the camera. if you ever want to move, make sure you're not in a camera. That way you can do this and then this. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that's nice. And it should look fine here. Yeah, it looks fine. Doesn't even look like stretching. Grab that. Pull you towards the ground. Oh my god, we are getting low FPS now. Am I set that to 200%? 100%. Epic. No, I'm not. Jesus, it's a high. Very high. A slightly clipping with the ground. I could rotate it more. Just say we don't care about that slight clipping. Or you could lift it up just a tad off the ground. Because I think this part bulges here anyway. Yeah. Oh, we've got that part too. I want it to look right. If we're gonna do it right, we're gonna do it right. To be fair, Shawshank Redemption is mostly talking, so if that's not your thing, you're probably not gonna like Shawshank Redemption. Like I can't, even if I wanted to defend Shawshank Redemption, I can't because it is mostly talking. As much as I love that movie, Shawshank Redemption is so good, it's insane. It's like my parents, like they were like, "Oh, I Am Legend is terrible." I was like, "What?" Like, it's just based on one person. I was like, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's bad." Like they're allowed to think it's bad, but I'm allowed to say, "Oh, that's why you think it's bad." You know what I mean? I mean, that's the big thing to take away, right? Is you could disagree with someone why you think they think it's bad. They still have their own opinion to why they think it's bad. My point with Carcillus was that he was saying, Lord of the Rings is only walking. I'm like, but it's not. Factually speaking, it's not. Like, because they literally go through, like, what, Helm's Deep battle? They go through, and then in the third movie, they go through 2 battles. Did they go through one in the first movie? Not really. They do get hunted down, have to fight people. Let me think in my head. Go there, they leave the Shire. The Shire is like 40 minutes or 30 minutes. And there's, I mean, if you can consider that walking, them just walking backwards or forward from the party and then talking to each other. But there's mostly no walking there. So then they go to Mines of Moria, where they have to fight off the Balrog, and I think that's probably 30 minutes. So that's probably an hour and 10 minutes already, not consisting of walking. The Walking Dead. I don't know if Shawshank Redemption is my favorite film. I've probably said that a couple times just because it is really, really good. I don't know if it is my favorite, but I have rewatched it probably the most in a shorter period of time than any other movie. But like, as in a span of like 3 years, I've watched it more than any other movie that I've watched in the span of 3 years. That makes sense? Is that fine? That doesn't look like it's clipping, does it? Cool. So, we'll get some pictures of this. And we'll call that a day, because I'm not doing much today. It's fine. It's fine. So we'll get one like this. Now, when I take more pictures, though, I just want to rotate it and move it to the right spot. Because I basically just want to mimic what this looked like. But the problem was this is a 1080p. I still don't know how I managed to upload not 1080p, it's 720. Look. It should be like this and actually look detailed. Hello, 11CS103. When it comes to movies, if it's too cool to watch and interest you, even if it's senseless, it's a good movie. Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that. Because the way I like to judge movies is if they attack the movie the way that they wanted to attack it, right? Like, for example, a really bad movie that I don't know if I can rate super low is Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. It came out, what, a year ago? And it is terrible. Like, it is so bad. But it's so obvious that they did that on purpose. And because of that, it's quite funny. So it's like, it's just, like, senselessly fun. It's just silly. It's hard, like, maybe I'll only give it a 5 out of 10, but that's still a mid-range score. If the movie was being serious and it was supposed to look like that, they intentionally made it look that bad? Well, no, they did intentionally make it look bad. If they wanted to actually make it look better and it ended up looking that bad, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 10. But because that was their intent, it definitely gets boosted, right? Because it's just, you find it funny because of how silly and bad it is. But D&D, MC? Is this someone from my work asking to play Minecraft? Um, yeah, like Dungeons and Dragons had a really good. It had a completely fine story, and it has like nothing groundbreaking when it comes to storytelling stuff. But it was just really fun. It was just so fun. Like that movie might even be like an 8 out of 10. That was just a fun movie through and through. Um, I enjoyed myself the entire time in the cinema. I was on the edge of my seat most of the time. It was just great. It was funny. You know, like Thor Ragnarok. It was very that kind of comedy where it wasn't overly like it was like a serious. I think the way I usually describe it is it was a serious movie. Not serious movie. It's like it's a silly movie grounded in silliness, I guess. Like they weren't just going wacky like with D&D Honor Among Thieves was great. Go watch it. It was really good. What was it all about? Silly movies. Oh wow, that really made me favorite McDonald's order. Ooh, you know what? I think I'm a standard Big Mac guy. If I go to McDonald's, I'm probably ordering a Big Mac, a large Big Mac. If you ask the other stores, I might change that from a standard answer. But I think McDonald's is just a Big Mac. Big Mac crew, exactly. It's just so simply. It just works, right? It's simple and it's good. I don't have a problem with a Big Mac. Like I said, I know a lot of people seem to. But yeah, like I'm trying to think what other foods are at McDonald's because it was like the McTasty, which was basically like a big burger, right? Which was a little bit more expensive. What does a house wear? I don't know. Does a house wear? Oh, a dress. That's good. That's good. Let's get this asset taking pictures of. So that way my friends can play Minecraft because they're asking for me to get it for them. We'll render it at 200%. Do another render at Epic, and we'll do it like I had it. Do we think we need a little bit of a blur? Like, should it be blurring a little bit back here, do you think? This is obviously more of just how much we want it to be artistically pleasing. If we go to 0, we set this, make it as close as possible, and then we turn down the f-stop. F-stop? Aperture? No, aperture shouldn't work. Aperture is how much light it's laying in. Focal length is that one. Am I crazy? Where's f-stop? Have I not got it showing? Crop size? Nope. Lens settings? Here. Oh, yeah, f-stop here, yeah. If you turn these like really low, he says, I swear turning them really low should give you a blur. Oh? Have they changed it? Uh-oh. I miss when it used to just be Gaussian blur. We'll leave it the way we got it. This is an old asset that we're just re-rendering anyway in Unreal. Big Mac crew. Big Mac is definitely... Oh, he subscribed with a monthly membership. It doesn't come up on my stream anymore. It controls both I'm pretty sure. 11CS 103. Because when you let more exposure, when you increase the lens size or decrease the size, it's why when you have a macro lens, you have to let more light in. That's why you tend to see more light in or less light in. I think it's more. Well, no, less. You let less light in with a macro lens, which is why you have lots of light shining on what you're taking a picture of. So it controls both at the same time, which is annoying. Because if you haven't got an equalized exposure in your scene, you have to like manually sort it out. Why are you putting a creeper in my chat? Why am I people I know trolling my stream? Okay, so we'll set this to 200. We'll full screen it. We'll take a screenshot of this. Oh, there it is. Screenshot of that. Cool. We'll rotate it if it's not going to be too laggy when I do it. No, we're good. Get a nice one from the back. Like that. I'll be there soon. I'm not lasting too long on the stream. We'll probably get one from here, maybe. Maybe lift it off the ground very slightly. Just so that's not clipping. That. Now I can use those for what I've got on here. Like so. Actually, let's do the angles there. Those angles look better. It's got more contrast on it as well. Hold on a minute. Post-processing. Contrast. Then that up. Like 1.2. 1.1? 1.1. 1.1. I think that's enough. Our shadows are just a little weaker. So we could always go to shadows, tone those up just a little. Ooh. Just a little bit. Yeah. Go to the indirect lighting. Or global post-processing, global illumination. I'm already on it. Global illumination. I don't think you can change the ambient occlusion because it's lumen. I don't think it works the same way that it used to. Yeah, look, that doesn't change anything anymore. Very annoying. You got to use the ray tracing one? No? Does lumen just do it by default? Power? 5, 50, 0. Very annoying because the settings aren't as easy as it used to be. So, how did I have it? I had it like this. Yeah, let's take 3 images again with a slight bit of contrast on it. I could go into my skylight and reduce. That's already not on. Like, if I turn you down. They take you down a little bit. Yeah, like that. Just to help those shadows get a little bit darker, I think. That's interesting. That's without the global, the ambient occlusion. It looks kind of cool. I think it looks better with it though. All right, we'll take 3 more images again. Take 1. The other one's from this angle. It's got front. Such a light. Ah, every time I'm looking at it, I'm like, is that too much light? Do we have too much light like blasting on it? Is that why it's annoying me? Like directional doing it. Now it might be the additional of that one. Let's turn this one down by like half. Way too much. Like that, so it's a bit more subtle. You like that a bit more? Now I'm not looking at it on my better monitor, admittedly. Let me have a look at my better monitor. See, on this monitor, it looks pretty dark, actually. Maybe I'll actually undo that. Problem with having 3 different monitors that are just slightly different in tone effects. Yeah, I think our saturation, I think we're a little too overboard with. We've got so many ideas to bring division in Blender, like simple form. Post camera shot wise, everything looks bland, like donut modeling render. Oh no. I'll make it look cool, like him, but yeah, it takes a bit of practice, maybe a little bit of skill. I think I'm getting decent at it. I still don't think I'm amazing at it, but I definitely think I'm getting more decent. I think here, what we need to actually do. If it's manual, where's all my manual settings? Are in advanced? No. Oh wait, I just got a ticket. I'm an idiot. So if we do this, 0.4, 1, 10, nothing. 1, no. 1. What? Okay, we'll leave it on. I don't know where it's changing those settings if it's not there. We'll leave it on. I just want to turn down the saturation a tad because I feel like on my other monitor it looks a little too much. We'll go 1.4, more like that. And I think we'll I think that's probably fine now, right? Was that mastering multiple elements? It really does, yeah. It's one of those things that I've said, like, that's why I don't discredit people for only, like, staging scenes. Because some people obviously never 3D modeled it in any stage. And it comes out quite often that I'm saying that they have no talent because, oh, they didn't make their models. That's not at all what I'm saying. There's quite a lot of talent in knowing how to stage things correctly. Not talent, sorry, more skill. Because I'd argue that a lot of what you know about staging things comes from learning it and not from just knowing it by default. We'll do that. We'll have it a little bit higher, like this. Oh, and there we go. Would you say this to what I said about talent and skill? There's a very big difference between talent and skill. That it said cinematic. Did I look fine? Was it fine not in cinematic? A very big difference between talent and skill, and it depends on what artist you talk to who might get annoyed at you saying one or the other, because skill is a very, very different thing to talent if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty. Some people don't like being called talented because it's a disrespect to the hard work they may have put in. Because being skilled means you put a lot of hard work into getting to that point, whereas being talented is kind of like you saying, oh, you were born with it naturally, which in some cases... everything I know comes from not my own assets. Yeah, it's similar with me. Everything I know, everything I can do comes from skill. I took time to learn how to do it. It's not because I naturally could do it. It's not because I picked something up and I was like, boom, I can already do it. It's because I put the time and effort into getting good at it, right? That's a very, very different thing. And just depending on who you talk to, can easily get offended by you saying it's it's just talent. Yeah, I see that as well, right? Chronic Aberration. I thought I was seeing it. I couldn't remember what it was called. So I didn't even bother looking it up. I don't think it needs it. Chromatic, that's it. Oh, double. It's set to 0. What? Well, now I'm even more confused. It's set to 0. Because I thought the same thing. Now I'm more confused. Well, it was ticked over there, but I just ticked that. It's 0, right? Yeah, that doesn't change it. Oh, that's changing some of the aperture and stuff as well. Interesting. Yeah, I'm way more confused now. I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to deal with it. It's more, yeah, right. It was on the. I was thinking the same thing. I know I didn't say it. I swear I was thinking the same thing. Video memory has exhausted. Oh, yeah, I've got it rendering at a really high res. You know what? We don't need to do the 200%. If I wanted it to be technically 200%, I could just render it at double resolution. To be fair, so capture. The last captures, I swear, then we're gonna end the stream. It's not like you guys want me to leave. You guys don't even like me here. The backpack's definitely one of my favorite assets I've ever made. There was just something about it that I thought came out really, really nice. I hope it's not taking a picture of this. One more. What a road. That's tilted. Looks fantastic. Thank you. It was just an asset I threw into my scene, but I definitely took longer on this one than a bunch of other assets. I do very much like it. Looks like a bad take you can get at Next. Oh, really? Oh. Maybe I should go to Next. I think I know someone who's got discount who could probably get it for me for cheap. Alright, so those will come out like this. You just go to your folder and they look pretty banging. Yeah. And then what I might do is I might go into Photoshop off stream and actually place them to sit on one backdrop like this. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I usually stream on Sundays now, so you should be able to catch me in the middle of the day, or just after afternoon, maybe 1 to 4 o'clock on a Sunday. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to release more tutorials next week. So for those of you who aren't familiar with sort of the basics, it's still going to be sort of the basics on material editing. I want to show you how to do a media texture, some more just basic texture editing like multiply, subtraction, addition, and division nodes and stuff like that. Just some really basic stuff that you can basically use to... Most of them are used to adjust your textures, so that way you don't have to go back into Photoshop and use them. Like cheap contrast is a good one. But yeah, I will catch you guys on Sunday where we can talk more, and you can then watch my videos that should be releasing throughout the week. I'll catch you guys then. Bye-bye.